Good afternoon. My name is Pat Oker, and as Dean, I'm delighted to welcome you to the spring graduation ceremony of the College of Arts and Science. The platform party will now join me on stage. are able, please rise as Mathena Page leads us in singing our national anthem. Mathena is from Lee's Summit and is graduating today with a BA in music performance. Mathena.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you so much, Mathena. That was wonderful. This afternoon, we celebrate our graduates and all those who have supported them, faculty, staff, family, and friends. Thank you all for joining this very joyous occasion. I would like to thank the musicians who began our ceremony. From the School of Music, Ben Harding, Charlie Mosley, Daniel Vega, and faculty member, Professor Leo Sugiyat. I also want to recognize Dr. Nicole Monnier, who serves as Associate Dean of Undergraduate Studies, and Mr. Wally Pfeffer, who brings greetings and congratulations from the college's Alumni Board. It is also my pleasure to acknowledge our honorary student marshals. Stacy Davis, our banner bearer. Stacy is graduating with a BS in biology and has served spectacularly as a member of the inaugural class of A&S Student Ambassadors. Brian Gremmel, who has also led our platform party today, is graduating with an interdisciplinary degree in sociology, religious studies, and psychology. Brian is an Army veteran who served as a combat engineer before his 27-year career as a probation and parole officer. And Trinity Adams-L Gibson from Chicago is graduating with an interdisciplinary degree in biology, animation design, and building and design studies. We are proud of these outstanding representatives of the A&S student body. One of the beauties of commencement ceremonies is that they mark both an ending and a beginning. Your time as undergraduates is coming to a close at the very moment that your life as an alumnus of this great university is beginning. This same sense of both closure and beginning is also true for the A&S faculty who are retiring this year. I'm very pleased that many of them are with us today so that we can honor their distinguished service at MU, and I'd ask them to come forward at this time. Yep. I am pleased to recognize Dr. Cheryl Black from theater, Dr. Suzanne Burgoyne from theater, Dr. Lori Eggert from biology, Dr. Linda Godwin from physics and astronomy, Dr. Charles Pressburg from Romance Languages, Dr. Jonathan Sperber from history, Dr. Ted Tarko, Ancient Mediterranean Studies, and longtime leader in the college as Associate Dean, and Barbara Wallach, Ancient Mediterranean Studies. Please join me in thanking these distinguished faculty. One of the things I've always loved about graduation is there an opportunity to tell and retell the stories of how each one of you got to this momentous occasion. These are inspiring stories of hard work and perseverance, of conquering setbacks, of success in and outside the classroom. Many of you have balanced your studies with jobs, family obligations, athletics, and so much more. Each one of you has a rich story filled with amazing details, like examining big data in a fellowship at a federal agency, researching the true identity of the author of Mary Had a Little Lamb, interviewing Latino farmers for a community-based organization, investigating HIV mutations, or interning at the Harvard Music Lab studying how the brain responds to music. These are just a few of the things that you out here have accomplished. Whatever your story, we are proud of your accomplishments, and we are grateful that you will forever be a part of the Mizzou family. I am pleased that Dr. Lata Ramchand, MU's Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, is here this afternoon to bring you greetings on behalf of the campus. Dr. Ramchand.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean Oker. Students, on behalf of the University of Missouri System Board of Curators, on behalf of President Choi, Chancellor Cartwright, and my own behalf, it is truly a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here to congratulate this class. I mean, look at you. You all look so amazing, amazing. You are special for so many reasons to us. You're special because you are Tigers, but you're also special because many of you came here in 2015. You started your careers on this campus in 2015. Some of you maybe came a bit longer, but not too much longer. And you experienced some events that really shook the core of this institution. And I applaud you. I applaud you for what you did. You did not give up. You did not give up in yourself. You did not give up in this institution. You stood here with us, and your tenacity, your hard work, your perseverance brought you here today. And for that, I cannot say enough. So while you graduate, like graduates around the country, you are a special group of graduates. Today, as you leave this arena, you will be graduates, but you will also be alumni. In a week or so, the Alumni Association will send you paperwork in the mail and have you fill it out and send in your dues. And when you do that, I ask you to remember three things. Always remember that no matter where you are, where you go, how far into the future it is, this institution, we will always, always be here for you. Remember, when life throws those curveballs at you, remember the values that this institution embodies, the values of respect, responsibility, discovery, and excellence. I know you will all do well. I know that. Why? Because you're Tigers. But do good as you do well. Second, on Fridays, when you are at work and when you have those KU graduates come to work for you, be sure to wear black and gold on Fridays. And most important, when you become rich and famous, not if you become rich and famous, come back, see us, see Dean Pat Oker, and give back to this institution. MIZ. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Ramchand. We are so grateful for your leadership on this campus. It is now my great honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Senator Tim Kaine. You may know him as an esteemed lawyer, a former governor of Virginia, a current senator for Virginia, Hillary Clinton's running mate in 2016. Did you know that Senator Kaine is only one of 30 people in all of American history to serve as a mayor, a governor, and a senator? But exactly 40 years ago, he was sitting in the audience, right here, down on the floor, not in this building, but he was sitting where our current graduates are sitting right now, an economics major poised to take on the world. Today, he will share a bit about his journey and how it all started at the very beginning of his time here at Mizzou. Please join me in welcoming the senator back home to the College of Arts and Science.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you to Dean Oker for those generous words and for the invitation. It is such an honor to be here to celebrate with you today. So good to be back in Columbia. I'm really impressed with this group of students. I've learned a little bit about the graduates today. The youngest graduate is 20. That's pretty cool. That's pretty impressive. But not as impressive is that the oldest graduate is 60. That's even more impressive. That's even more impressive. Nearly 1 in 4 of you graduates are first generation, first in your family to graduate from college. That's what public education offers. That's so cool. 1 in 4 of you are Pell Grant recipients, the federal program designed to help families of limited means make sure that their kids can be educated. A lot of universities don't have that high a percentage of Pell Grant recipients. That's something for the university to be proud of. 21 of you have just commissioned as officers in the Army, Air Force, Navy, or Marine Corps. That's pretty cool. And 100% of you now have, or in a few minutes, will have a degree from a historic and prestigious university that you can be proud of for the rest of your life. I have, as Dean Oker mentioned, I have very special feelings standing with you today because this is the year of my 40th anniversary of graduation from the College of Arts and Sciences. In May of 1979, I was a 21-year-old Kansas City kid receiving my bachelor's degree in economics in Jesse Hall in a ceremony with my parents, Al and Kathy Kaine, attending to see their oldest child get a college degree. And my parents, Al and Kathy Kaine, are with me today, 40 years later, sitting right here in the front row. It's such a treat for me to say Ted Tarko. I never had Professor Tarko when I was here, but he was the head of the Honors College, and I was a member of the Honors College. And then Walt Pfeffer, who you're going to hear from in a minute, he and I were in school at the same time. So what a warm, warm opportunity to be with you. My 3 years at Mizzou were amazing. I loved my classes and classmates. I had 3 great and very diverse roommates and their backgrounds and experiences here. Doug Keeler, an Army brat from Fort Leonard Wood who had a lifelong career in the Marines and now lives in Virginia. Frank Wojcicki, a computer scientist from St. Louis, now working in Denver. And Tom Kilborn from a farm town northeast of Columbia who's now an engineer in the Silicon Valley. I worked as a summer orientation leader, as a student counselor at the Career Planning and Placement Center, as a teaching assistant for Walter Johnson's Economics 51 class. At Mizzou, I indulged my love for the outdoors, organizing canoeing trips in southern Missouri and Arkansas, camping trips at Devil's Backbone, rock climbing at Devil's Icebox, and biking trips along the Katy Trail. And although I had never been in Virginia when I was here on campus, maybe there was something about passing by Thomas Jefferson's tombstone on Francis Quadrangle every day that had a subconscious influence on me that got me to Virginia, although it was probably marrying a Virginian that was actually what got me to Virginia. Today, I'm a proud uncle to 3 nieces at Mizzou, 1 in engineering, 1 in arts and sciences, and 1 in journalism. And their experiences here have also been pretty remarkable. They've shared and assured me that the Berg, Sub Shop, Broadway Diner, Ernie's, Harpo's, and Booch's Billiards still stand. I think Booch's got a special round. They tell me that Shakespeare's Pizza is still here, although it's in a new building and under new management. And they tell me that while the Shack is sadly gone, boards from the original are still available in the Student Center to be carved and defaced by current and future generations of students. So those are good things to know. I'm doing 2 graduation speeches this year. Last week I spoke at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, and here I am today. Both ODU and Missouri are great universities, and they're great public universities, a fact that I'm going to return to in just a minute. What I want to talk to today is just about one memory of my time at Mizzou. And it's actually a memory from my first day at Mizzou in August of 1976. I came to Mizzou because of its journalism program. I intended fully at that time to be a print journalist. I signed up for an economics class in my first semester just to get a social sciences credit out of the way. And on my first day of class, I met my professor, a veteran Missouri prof named John Coleman. Coleman was probably about 50 at the time, but he seemed older to us youngsters because he was very gruff and he used 2 hearing aids. He had already been teaching here at Mizzou for a long time. Professor Coleman gave us a spiel that day about the class, and he told us how he would grade us. That was the thing we were most interested in, obviously. And as I remember, he told us that while much of our grade would be based on exams, homework, and class participation, a very significant portion of the grade, a quarter or a third as I remember it, would be based on pure attendance, just showing up. Now, the fact that a big chunk of the grade was going to be about attendance surprised a few students. So someone asked him about it. And here was what John Coleman said. I can remember this as if it were 5 minutes ago. I base a big part of your grade on attendance because this is a public university. People all over the state are paying taxes for you to go to college. Many were never able to go to college themselves. Many cannot afford to have their own children go to college, but they are helping you. They're paying for you to go here. So you have an obligation to be in this class and learn all you can so that you can show your gratitude to them for what they're doing for you. I love that econ course so much that I switched my major in economics by the end of my first semester. And I asked Professor Coleman to be my faculty advisor. And it turns out that he wasn't such a gruff guy after all. He helped me do very well in my major. He challenged me to raise my sights when I started to apply to law school at the end of my time at Mizzou. But for all of the academic lessons that he conveyed about economics, but especially about intellectual curiosity generally, which he was a champion of, what really struck me about Coleman was the wisdom from day one, combining a lesson about gratitude with an important insight about the role of public colleges. Today should be a day of celebration, but it should first be a day of gratitude for your families who helped and supported you as you reach for this moment, for your faculty advisor, for your favorite teachers, for friends who helped you over challenges and made life here interesting and fun, for counselors, for RAs, for campus health officials and administrators. Please think hard about who you should thank for helping you get to this day. I've learned this over the course of my 61 years. Next to your wedding day, the day of your college graduation may well be the most memorable celebration you will have in your entire life. Think about that for a minute. Personally thank those who helped you get to this day. But then there are others who helped you too that you'll never have a chance to thank. The people you don't know, Missouri taxpayers, Mizzou alums who donated over the years to build up the school, members of the board who worked hard to keep the school thriving, state legislators, federal legislators who sponsor and promote programs like Pell Grants and Stafford loans. you're probably never going to have the chance to thank them in person. So the only way you can thank them is by making something out of this opportunity that you've been given. I have tried so hard over the last 40 years to try to use the education that I got here and that I received from Missouri taxpayers for good, and I hope you'll do the same. Professor Coleman also taught me something not about gratitude, but about public universities. A public university like Mizzou is something very, very different than a private university. Private university is very important, but a public university is quite different. Every tax-paying member of the Missouri public is investing in this university, and that means every person in Missouri who pays taxes has just put a big investment in you, a personal investment in you. I know you've probably paid some attention recently to this scandal where wealthy parents gave exorbitant sums to get their kids into elite colleges, mostly private schools. How sad. How misguided. What misplaced priorities. These misguided parents saw education as a status symbol rather than a learning and character building opportunity. Education isn't supposed to be a status symbol. It's not supposed to be something to separate you from the mass of others. No, education done right, it's a ladder to individual opportunity, but it's also about deepening your ability to connect with others and serve others. Public universities uniquely are an expression of community pride. Public universities are about access and diversity. Public universities are about democracy. Thomas Jefferson, as a young man, created a plan for public education that was not adopted in Virginia till about 50 years after he died. He wrote this, quote, "Preach a crusade against ignorance. Establish and improve the law for educating common people. Let our countrymen know that the people alone can protect us against the evils of monarchical government." And 200 years ago this year, he developed the idea to build the University of Virginia. He believed in public education as the great guarantor of a good society. Said this, "Progress in government and all else depends upon the broadest possible diffusion of knowledge among the general population." So here at Mizzou, the first public university west of the Mississippi, the first public university in Jefferson's Louisiana Purchase, you are part of an ongoing expression of faith in the Jeffersonian vision that public education will be the great lifter and the great leveler and also the great corrector of error. Even Jefferson's errors have been corrected over time because of the power of public education. So to you graduates of a great public university, a great land-grant university, let me make a simple suggestion. As you go through life from this point, be a champion of great public schools. Support Mizzou. As has already been mentioned, the Alumni Association already has your address and they'll find you soon. But support public education more generally in voting, in advocacy, in running for offices from school board to the White House, and promoting solid funding for public schools so that more students can have the opportunities that you have had. And one day, many of you will have your own children, and they'll be getting ready to go to college, and it won't even cross your mind that you need to bribe anybody or cheat anybody to help get these kids into a private school somewhere. Private colleges are so important, and many of your children might choose to go to one that's right for them, but they are not the heart of our higher education system. Public universities are, and everyone in this country deserves to have great public universities like Mizzou nearby where they can get a wonderful public higher education. I guess I should tell you one more story about Professor Coleman. After I graduated in 1979, we lost touch a few years later. In 2004, the Arts and Science College honored me with an Alumni Award, and I came back to campus. John traveled from his home in retirement in Las Cruces, New Mexico, to come and surprise me at that event and congratulate me for my award. In 2016, I was part of a national ticket, which was basically a 105-day magical mystery tour in 41 states and 141 cities. I was doing an event in Asheville, North Carolina at a community college. There was a line of people standing in line to get a picture with me. I got to a point in the line and a very elderly gentleman came up to me and looked me in the eye and said, "I bet you don't know who I am." I said, "You're John Coleman. You are my faculty advisor at Mizzou. You made a huge impact on my life." He acted surprised that I remembered him. Of course I remembered him. And in 40 years, you will remember this day. You will remember your faculty advisor. You will remember the people who helped you achieve this, and you will deeply appreciate the transformative power that a great public university has had on your life. Thanks so much for having me today, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much, Senator. It is now our pleasure to recognize the members of the May 2019 class. I invite our staff to escort the members of the graduating class to the platform where they will receive individual recognition. The names of the graduates will be read by Professor Stephen Klein of the Department of Communication and Professor Joy Powell of the Theater Department. Assisting in the distribution of the diploma covers will be Lieutenant Colonel Kareem Abdul-Khalik and from the Department of Aerospace Studies, and Lieutenant Colonel Gary Kerr of the Department of Military Science, Service and Leadership. Members of our faculty who will congratulate our seniors will be introduced during the course of the ceremony. In order to allow all our graduates to be recognized, I do have two requests for our guests here today. We welcome your cheers and applause. We also ask your celebrations not interfere with the announcements of the names of other graduates. In other words, be loud, but be brief, so as not to disrupt those seated around you. I also ask that in order to avoid disruption to those people who might be trying to take a picture at the same time, that everyone please remain to the end of the ceremony. And you will be glad you do, because you'll have an opportunity to see our students turn into alumni.
The first members of our faculty joining Dean Oker and Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Latha Ramchand, in congratulating our seniors are Lisa Sattenspiel, Professor and Chair of Anthropology, and David Mandy, Professor of Economics. Brian Gremmel, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Stacy Kimberly Davis, Biological Sciences.
Trinity A. Gibson, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Mathena Madison Claire Page, Music.
Trevor James Mandy, Political Science.
Martha Susan Allen, Music.
Dustin Michael Dunn, Music.
Sinyu Zhu, Mathematics.
Ronnie Dwayne Hollingsworth, Psychological Sciences.
Xin-Ya Lee, Biological Sciences.
Sue Min Nam, Psychological Sciences.
Yoo-Jin Kim, Communication.
Brooke Elizabeth Blackwell, Psychological Sciences.
Matthew Lee Green, Economics and Statistics.
Jessie Elise Schwartz, Geography.
Qianrui Cherry Jiang, Biological Sciences and Art.
Caitlin Elizabeth Lynn Naylor, Geography.
Jacqueline Tang, Communication.
Brandon Josiah Wilson, Political Science.
Fanya Soon, Communication.
Alexis Nicole Bryson, Geological Sciences.
Jotzi Lee, Communication.
Greer Shannon Weatherington, Psychological Sciences.
Claire Elizabeth Simon, Biological Sciences.
Gabriela Mercedes Martinez, Political Science.
Megan Elise Van Pook, Economics.
Jordan Young, Political Science.
Paige O. Parnell, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Jordan Tyrell Lyman, International Studies.
Catherine Chioma Unubazor, Biological Sciences.
Sierra Monet Bazemore, Interdisciplinary Studies and Black Studies.
Justice L. Birdsong, Biological Sciences.
Hunter Owen Winholds, Political Science.
Onye Kainis, Biological Sciences.
Michael Alexander Brown, Digital Storytelling.
Christina Deanne Lee, General Studies.
Melanie Rochelle Dix, Psychological Sciences.
John Brennan Myers, General Studies.
Taylor Nicole Sullivan, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Kyle Harris Oldham, Communication.
Marcellus Charlie Cooper, Digital Storytelling, Film Studies.
Royi Chang, Communication.
Brady Andrew McDougall, Digital Storytelling, Film Studies.
Brianna Ray Wages, Biological Sciences.
Daisha Zambina, Digital Storytelling.
Cheyenne Lene Stevenson, Film Studies.
Elena Strollo, Digital Storytelling.
Joseph Russell Jones, Biological Sciences.
Emily Catherine Cochran, Political Science.
George Patrick Kelly, Economics.
Hannah Elizabeth Wimberly, Political Science.
Tyler James Parton, Communication.
Heather Rose Maltby, Psychological Sciences.
Anna Therese Jowdy, Communication and Political Science.
Maya Patel, General Studies, Business, Hospitality, and Communications.
Hannah Elizabeth Lewis, General Studies.
Brooke Nicole Schmidley, Political Science.
Diana Marie Wolf, Communication.
Casey Blair Fleming, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Morgan Cassidy Schlegel, Communication and Sociology.
Austin Scott Harville, Sociology.
Jasmine Danielle Freeman, Biological Sciences.
Jacob Samuel Lertzman, History.
Mary Madeline Mertes, Economics.
John Christopher Burcham, History and Political Science.
Joseph Andrew Sell, English and Political Science.
Alex Logan Fox, Philosophy, Psychological Sciences.
Stephen Kent Sinkler, Biological Sciences.
Trenton Mayberry, Philosophy.
Ali Sina Farhadi, Biological Sciences.
We now welcome David Schenker, Associate Professor of Ancient Mediterranean Studies, and Alexandra Sakris, Associate Professor and Chair of English. Brittany Luann Meyer, Sociology.
Mo Liu, Economics.
Carissa Imani Givens, Psychological Sciences, Sociology.
Danielle Marie Cox, Biological Sciences.
Jake George Schurmeister, Psychological Sciences, Sociology.
Kristen Nicole Gattuso, Communication and Psychological Sciences.
Jordan Elliott Kadner, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Jana K. Nelson, Chemistry.
Kyle Sebastian Yoder, Philosophy.
Alexander Charles Hausman, Film Studies.
Connor Raymond Hansen, Political Science.
Brady Ann Williams, Communication and History.
Aaron Reese Bader, History.
Elizabeth Rose Bryan, Film Studies.
Michael Brandon Danahay, Psychological Sciences.
Elizabeth Joy Pruno, Art History and Archaeology and English.
Jessica E. Staley, International Studies, Political Science.
Sydney Lovey Thompson, English and Film Studies.
Carrie Grace Judge, Digital Storytelling.
William Michael Caldwell Jr., Communication and Geography.
Devin Basha Murphy, International Studies, Romance, Languages, Spanish.
Marcus Warren, Psychology and Sociology.
Madison Rose Giglio, Mathematics and Statistics.
Ayana Clara Rowling, Communication.
Ashley Michelle Rogers, Mathematics.
Kirsten Patricia Hill, Communication.
Nathan J. Baker, Mathematics and Statistics.
Jackie Buckeye, Art and Theater.
Allison Paige Sherwin, English.
Roxanne T. Turner, Biological Sciences.
Carter Jeffrey Phillips, Political Science.
Hannah Anita Atkins, Film Studies.
William Edward Bartek, Political Science.
Luke Holloway Waltman, Film Studies.
Jonathan Vincent Panhorst, Romance, Languages, French.
Andrew Michael Brown, Film Studies.
Samuel Edward Kingma, Digital Storytelling.
Victor Von Smith, Film Studies.
Taylor Ann Skidmore, Psychological Sciences.
Rebecca Lynn Hofelt, Communication.
Nathan Michel, Geography.
Devin Gilbert Liberty, Biological Sciences.
Jake Peak, Political Science.
Colin Randall Karenbrock, General Studies.
Shelby Elise Irene Mail, Psychological Sciences.
Andrew Thomas Kniefman, Communication.
Cinnamon Lee Langley, Psychological Sciences.
Nicholas John Deere, Biological Sciences.
Emily Letitia Hagenboo, Psychological Sciences.
William Jared Newton, Biological Sciences.
Eloise Martinek, Psychological Sciences.
Daniel John Bickline, Biological Sciences.
Amy Dinwiddie, Psychological Sciences.
Paige Elizabeth Prigge, General Studies.
Sophia Pinke Fiella, Sociology.
John David Wall Baker, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Nicholas Boyd, History and Russian.
Natalie Marie Hennon, Communication.
Samuel Robert Demuria, Theater.
Shannon Elizabeth Hatt, English.
Allie Danielle Porter, Theater.
Haley Lynn Portell, Art.
Stephen William Moore, Theater.
Grace Ann Hyman, Anthropology and Psychological Sciences.
Cassandra Marie Farrick, Theater.
Rachel Lee Choma, Art.
Jessica Rachel Nelson, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Alicia Eileen Murphy, Anthropology and History.
Babs Randazzo, Theater.
Anna Marie Coco, Biological Sciences.
We are pleased that Nicole Monnier, Associate Dean, and Michael Urban, Associate Professor and Chair of Geography, are with us this afternoon. Catherine Elise Troja, Theater.
Sarah Adina Abrams, Art History and Archaeology.
Brooke Elizabeth Emery, Psychological Sciences.
Elaine Sue, Biological Sciences and Psychological Sciences.
Laura Elaine Anderson, Sociology.
Mark Evan Hughes, Economics.
Nicholas Tyler Cecina, International Studies.
Rebecca Marie Yoakum, English.
Jacob Austin Moser, Psychological Sciences.
Shannon Lee Wilson, English.
Alyssa Noel Hensler, Political Science.
Samantha Mary Kester, English.
Colin Jeffrey Burns, Digital Storytelling.
Mariana M. Clubb, General Studies.
Devin James Savage, Geography.
Sinjin Scott Jew, General Studies.
Kyle Dylan Roberts, Physics.
Ashlyn Susan Pagliaro, Art and English.
Jacob Cannon Andrews, History.
Jared Samuel Siegel, English.
Lauren Nicole Gregory, Political Science.
Rayanne Roberts, English.
Olivia Morgan McKee, History and Political Science.
Christopher Henry Jones, Economics.
Alexander George Hahn, History.
Keelan Mackenzie Ganous, Biological Sciences and History.
Paige Adams, Statistics.
Maxwell Alexander Neenan, English.
Ashley Galvez, Psychological Sciences.
Sarabella Elizabeth Bubbers, Communication and Psychological Sciences.
Raquel Simone Edwards, Psychological Sciences.
Cassandra Ann Pritchard, Communication.
Andrew M. Gowert, Political Science.
Hannah Catherine Clark, Communication.
Colin Patrick Lavery, History.
Sarah Gail Hooper, Biological Sciences.
Catherine Claire Lane, Psychological Sciences.
Allie Elizabeth Stevens, Communication.
Haley Renee Samus, Political Science.
Ian Nelson Thompson, Communication.
Leela McElroy, Digital Storytelling.
Connor Daniel Hennessy, English.
Lindsay Rose Alferman, Digital Storytelling.
Lindsay Kate Moreland, Art History and Archaeology.
Caitlin Nicole Roberts, Digital Storytelling.
Blake Edward Brown, General Studies.
Elena Marie Knox, Digital Storytelling.
Drew Roman Kerner, General Studies.
Colin Patrick Flynn, Digital Storytelling.
Alicia Gabrielle Jacobs, Art History and Archaeology.
Catherine Marie Nauer, Digital Storytelling.
J. William Jones, Art History and Archaeology and Political Science.
Reagan Alley Pitt, Communications.
Matthew Ryan Kinnear, General Studies.
Dakin Macaulay Morris, Political Science.
Tyler Scott Reekman, Chemistry.
Benjamin Eric Ginke, History.
Lindsay Rose Wright, Communication.
Chastity Michelle Williams, Psychological Sciences.
Aurora Jacqueline, Biological Sciences.
Chance Ray Lassiter, Political Science.
Richard Dale Reinish III, Communication and Sociology.
Matthew Brian Reitman, Digital Storytelling.
Ryan Nolan Atwood, Communication.
Noah Smith Shadoob, Digital Storytelling.
Andrew Ryan Francamont, Economics.
Hunter Joseph Bassler, Religious Studies.
Stephen Chase Stoops, Statistics.
Morgan Elizabeth Tian, Psychological Sciences.
Justin Connor Schock, Biological Sciences and Psychological Sciences.
The next faculty representatives are Jim Van Dyke, Associate Professor of Art History, and Mian Liu, Professor of Geological Sciences. Margaret Mary Michaels, Psychological Sciences.
Francesca Ann Bailey, Communication, Political Science.
Natalie Rose Terzic, Psychological Sciences.
Brian James Walentinowicz, Communication.
Alexis Lee Wolfenberger, Psychological Sciences.
Mary Catherine Potterbosky, Political Science.
Patrick William Halloran, History.
Andrew Claude Fisher, Biological Sciences.
Hayden Marshall Hastings, Digital Storytelling, Film Studies.
Kayla Suzanne Lehman, Communication.
Tyler Logan Shirk, Digital Storytelling.
Hannah Margaret Murray, Communication.
Ryan Patrick Schiller, Digital Storytelling.
Corey Alexander Bach, Economics.
Daniel Thomas Miller, Mathematics.
Matthew C. Fondersmith, Chemistry.
Darren Dwayne Finley, International Studies.
James Richard Bale, Chemistry.
Jeremy Tate Richmond, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Alexander Snyder Harmata, Chemistry.
Jade Thompson, Digital Storytelling.
Caleb Isaac Lee, Biological Sciences.
Emily Ruth Hahn, Sociology.
Taylor Gray Hallman, Biological Sciences.
Abigail Arlene Estill, Psychological Sciences.
Elizabeth Josephine Deckard, Biological Sciences.
Jodeci Washington, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Jacob Lee Stockton, Biological Sciences.
Naya Cheyenne Sutton, Psychological Sciences, Sociology.
Celeste Marie Holmes, Communication.
Javon Trey Harrison, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Lindsay Nicole Hodgkins, Communication.
Dustin Laurel Knight, Political Science.
Emily Elise Hanneman, English.
Ian Osborne, Economics.
Tessa Rose Valroy, Anthropology and Biological Sciences.
Paige Alicia Holland, Digital Storytelling.
Walter John Palmore, General Studies.
Julia Marie Pystrup, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Nathaniel Terrell Anderson, General Studies.
Jessica Lynn Buzzard, Psychological Sciences.
Rashad Justin Floyd, General Studies.
Xingjuan Fen, Statistics.
Emily Ruth Roberts, Digital Storytelling.
Ethan H. DeGelder, Sociology.
Emma Page Elrod, English and Linguistics.
Elizabeth Catherine Barnes Gambino, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Moriel Mikkel Smith, Communication.
Jonah Wells Dubinsky, Political Science.
David Deshawn McKnight, Communication.
Harper Ann Wright, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Alice Fothenian Nguyen, Biological Sciences.
Ashley Lauren Snyder, Psychological Sciences.
Andrea Alexandra Castro, Biological Sciences.
Sarah Nicole Myers, Psychological Sciences.
Jaden Larmern Leith, Biological Sciences.
Anna Marie Nicole Augustine, Political Science.
Connor Richard John Matson, Chemistry.
Isabella Mary North, Psychological Sciences.
Joshua Allen Jones, Biological Sciences.
Ethan Michael Philip Walther, Political Science, Psychological Sciences.
Theodora Efrosini Leventis, Chemistry.
Hongying Lee, Statistics.
Stephen Joseph Bogert, Chemistry.
Guo Sheng, Psychological Sciences.
Sierra Monet Wilburn, Interdisciplinary Studies, Black Studies, Sociology.
Theo Alexandra DeRosa, Statistics.
Harris Bickley, Communication, Sociology.
Josie Miller, Psychological Sciences.
Ashley Page Wright, Communication.
Brianna Lee Mitchell, Psychological Sciences.
Joshua Boyd Wilkerson, English.
Alyssa Marie Fraser, Psychological Sciences.
Patrick David Munson, Classical Studies and History.
We now welcome Gerald Summers, Associate Professor of Biological Sciences, and Tim Langen, Associate Professor of Russian Studies. Amanda Sherman, Psychological Sciences.
Sarah Elizabeth Beard, English.
Emma Elizabeth Ryan, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Wendy Lynn Wagner, English.
Manuel Lee Colwell, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Bhargav Tumala, Biological Sciences.
Caitlin Jo Phelan, Statistics.
Robert Moore Shields, English.
Patrick Henry Palmer, Geography.
Mason Randall Radcliffe, Communication.
Michael Anthony Natelli, Geography.
John Mowry, Communication.
Michael George Grodek, Geography, Political Science.
Adam Charles Wolfe, Communication.
Ryan Christopher Good, History.
Ronnie Kevin Suggs Jr., Communication.
Matthew Garrison Terry, Mathematics.
Patrick James Bentz, Communication.
Joshua Edward Chapman, Digital Storytelling.
Stephanie Danielle Pavin, Communication.
Devin T. Davenport, Sociology.
Lauren Kennedy Powell, Communication.
Ethan Isaiah Phillips, Digital Storytelling.
Alexandra Cecilia Sparsis, Communication.
Miriam Azine Aboshi Akogu Squire, International Studies, Political Science.
Teresa Angelica Galindo, Communication.
Jayla Rashe Davis, Psychological Sciences.
Joshua Lee Tennyson, Political Science and Sociology.
Jeree Jatrice Brown, Psychological Sciences.
Jennifer Candace Butler, English.
Riley Nicole White, Political Science.
Gretchen Louise Shackelford, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Alexander Charles Patrick Galvin, History.
Catherine Mary Hanson, Biological Sciences.
William Christopher Howard, Political Science.
Sydney Ellis, Biological Sciences.
Chase Austin Gill, Psychological Sciences.
Caleb Maxwell Luck, Biological Sciences.
Talia Stone, Psychological Sciences.
Ross Allen Menifee, English.
Cameron Levi Clay, Psychological Sciences.
Thomas Blake Officer, Economics.
Jordan Marie Mara, Digital Storytelling.
Emma Christine LePage, Biological Sciences.
Melissa Amparo Valdez, Political Science.
Ashita Rasik Patel, Biological Sciences and Psychological Sciences.
Logan Stephen Count, Political Science.
Laura Elizabeth Ellenberger, Biological Sciences.
Andrew Joseph Miller, Psychological Sciences.
Garrett Riley Craig, Biological Sciences.
Cecilia Ray Kowalski, Psychological Sciences.
Jordan McKinley Nichols, General Studies.
Hannah Christine Whitley, Psychological Sciences.
Scott Michael Nash, Economics.
Amanda Catherine Peck, Psychological Sciences.
Derek Ryan Alert, General Studies.
Noah August Carroll, Philosophy.
Rachel Dawn Bishop, Communication.
Sydney Christine Williams, English Psychology.
Yuya Bai, Communication.
Christine Marie Portel, Psychological Sciences.
Owen Christopher Spade, Biological Sciences.
Catherine Ann Taraski, Political Science.
Matthew James Burke, Biological Sciences.
Heather Joy Herman, Psychological Sciences.
Stephen Philip Ruiz, Chemistry.
Anna Maria Fiordelici, Psychological Science.
Michael Hui Win, Chemistry.
Amanda Rose Mell, Psychological Sciences.
Landon Cade Caskelli, General Studies.
We are pleased that April Langley, Assistant Professor of Black Studies, and Jarrett Frank, Associate Professor of History, have joined us today. Rachel Marie Reisner, Political Science.
Adit A. Shah, Chemistry.
Sarah Elizabeth Saltzman, Political Science.
David Piana, Chemistry.
Denise Alanis, Psychological Science and Spanish.
Nishant Rajiv Sinha, Biological Sciences.
Emma Catherine Wibbenmeyer, Mathematics.
Emily A. Standley, English.
Marcus Tyler Inglesa, Psychological Sciences.
Jade Beauregard Thomas, Anthropology, Biological Sciences.
Brent Lee Lindenman, Political Science.
Alexis Marie Kolash, Biological Sciences.
Amber Lily Jones, Psychological Sciences.
Tessa Drapshow Foti, Biological Sciences.
Nadia Reza, Psychological Sciences.
Adam Mungai Gathungo, General Studies.
Lauren Rachel Rebecca Kamler, History.
JC Quinn Shank, Communication and Political Science.
Caitlin Brianna Reinert, History.
Gabriella Kalani Panucci, Biological Sciences.
Nicholas Stephen Rizzolo, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Caroline Angeline Fink, English.
Tyler Robert Gillum, Political Science.
Leah Stephanie Fine, Art History and Archaeology.
Kara Michelle Hughes, Psychological Sciences.
Katie Jane Allowell, Biological Sciences.
Madison Jordan Webking, Psychological Sciences.
Elena Michelle Weiss, Chemistry.
Samantha Taylor Patton, Psychological Sciences.
Joseph Allen Gotti, Biological Sciences.
Lauren Sherwood Meiting Gan, Psychological Sciences.
Sarah Colleen Diethoff, Communication.
Shelby Joy Lofton, Romance Languages Spanish.
Madison Taylor Ortega, Biological Sciences.
Emily Page Schenberg, Political Science, Psychological Sciences.
Ellen Therese DeTuris, Communication.
Lindsay Marie Ripper, Psychological Sciences.
Bruce Daniel Snyder, General Studies.
Chloe Alexis Mayberry, Psychological Sciences, Sociology.
Jonah David Desnuaux, Film Studies.
Bailey Elizabeth Sampson, Art History and Archaeology.
Eric David Ron, General Studies.
Sarah Grace Van Hoosen, Philosophy and Physics.
Hugh Holland Gluckman, Economics.
Maria Teresa Howell, Physics.
Hannah Nicole Lopez, Communication.
Martha Trouth Gall, Physics.
Allison May D, Communication.
Sarah Marguerite Jolie, English, History, and Political Science.
Alexa Christine Timmerman, Communication.
Nancy Lee Coleman, Political Science.
Jessica Lee Song, Communication.
Regina Isabel Hernandez Anderson, Political Science.
Taylor Jeffrey Pilkington, Biological Sciences.
Emily Elizabeth Gallion, Political Science.
Christopher Wayne Henry, General Studies.
John Colbert Gamble, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Ryan F. Larrick, General Studies.
Colton Lee Robinson, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Taylor Dice Cook, Art History and English and Black Studies.
Next, we invite Steve Keller, Associate Professor of Chemistry, and Matthew Gordon, Professor of English and Chair of Linguistics, to congratulate our students. Rodrigo Hinojosa, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Matthew James Jacobson, Economics and Mathematics.
Alexander Jordan Patterson, Digital Storytelling.
Gabriel E. Gassman, Economics and Romance Languages, Spanish.
Amanda Infield, International Studies.
Besta Makbule Turim, Biological Sciences and Computational Neuroscience.
Kanaya Conchel Smotherman, Sociology.
Katrina Ann Carthen, Communication.
Carolyn Elizabeth Conway, Psychological Sciences.
Sarah Elizabeth Collins, Communication.
Summer Marie Ritchie, Psychological Sciences.
Ryan Scott Triple, Economics.
Zachary Lee Rawling, Mathematics.
Hannah May Nab, Biological Sciences.
Olivia Marie Uhas, Mathematics.
Lauren Lako Fleming, Biological Sciences.
Franklin Obina Agbazamir, Sociology.
Busy Emerson, Communication.
Sydney Blaine Bobo, Psychological Science.
Ryan McDonough Gannon, Biological Sciences.
Sarah Emily D'Amico, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Sean Michael Kroner, Communication and Digital Storytelling.
Wesley Evan Park, Psychological Sciences.
Kellen Michael Capshaw Cushing, English and Psychological Sciences.
Eugene Lin, Psychological Sciences.
John Thomas Flatt, General Studies.
Sijaya Guan, Psychological Sciences.
Sydney Renee Mills, Biological Sciences.
Francesca Kathleen Griffero, Art History and Archaeology and History.
Hannah Kathleen Nicholas, Psychological Sciences.
Caitlin Riley Henhuber, Digital Storytelling.
Jack Roddy Selrick, Biological Sciences.
Jill Christine Pasca, English.
Kellen Kurt Schaefer, Film Studies.
Kelly Ann Philippon, History.
Ellen Chunwin Diao, Communication.
Garrett Walter Hinner, German and History.
Ashley Dawn Champion, English and Theater.
Andrew John Withers, German.
Joshua Kenneth Harris, Art.
Matthew James Orff, History and Political Science.
Alexa Grace Brown, Communication.
James Arthur Finnegan, History.
Darian Carroll Rowe, Communication.
Thomas Norman Coulter, History.
Sydney Jane Hopkins, Communication.
Samuel Robert Corman, Psychological Sciences.
Madden Mayanne Smith Peter, Communication and Sociology.
Stephanie Diane Whitcomb, Mathematics.
Mariah Ankindelli, Communication.
Amber Clark, Religious Studies.
Erica Badu Anand, Biological Sciences.
Trisha Ruth Swartz, Political Science.
Therence Charles Carruthers, General Studies.
Colin Edward Arsinski, Psychological Sciences.
Jacob Congo Rubanika, Political Science.
Brittany Lee Marshall, Biological Sciences.
Raphael Sobachukwu Anadubu, Communication.
Catherine Mary Brodegum, Psychological Science, Sociology.
Sean Edward Van Biesler, Communication.
Arielis Reyes, Psychological Sciences.
Nina Marie Columbus, Communication.
Andrew Julius Sidney, Psychological Sciences.
Jasmine Akelo Okongo Kuwonki, Communication.
Ryan Allen Copenhaver, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Anthony Robert Dean, Communication.
Samuel Christopher Moeller, Music Education.
Brendan Michael Williams, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Andrew James Roberts, Music Education.
Maria Claire Layton, Biological Sciences.
James Mitchell Shemwell, Music Education.
Alyssa Kimberly Labonte, Biological Sciences and Psychological Sciences.
Zachary Jarrett Shoup, Music Education.
John Cole Ashlock, Biological Sciences.
Bailey Christine Wilkerson, Music Education.
Alex Brandt, Economics and Mathematics.
Amanda Elizabeth Furtick, Music Education.
Monica K. Velez, General Studies.
Maria Catherine Herwig, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Naomi M. Stevens, Economics.
Alyssa Lynn Frickman, International Studies.
Kellen John Pollahan, Biological Sciences.
John Paul Yagelevich, Geological Sciences.
Sean Thomas Reuter, Biological Sciences.
Michael Anthony DiMartino, Mathematics.
Allison Marie Hughes, Biological Sciences.
Thomas Charles Hatfield, Political Science.
Bridget Maria Trapasso, Communication.
Warren Paul Flynn, Digital Storytelling.
Grace Elizabeth Amelia Dillon, Art.
Maggie Marie Mock, Psychological Sciences.
Colleen Elizabeth Comstock, Communication.
Two additional faculty members with us this afternoon are Katina Bitsikas, Assistant Professor of Digital Storytelling, and Dustin Belt, Instructor of Mathematics. Tara Lee O'Connor, Psychological Sciences.
Malika Hill, Communication, Interdisciplinary Studies, Black Studies.
Morgan Eulela Schieber, Psychological Sciences.
Kyla Nicole Moss, Biological Sciences.
Matthew Thomas Moeller, Digital Storytelling.
Allie Renee Serreroth Starks, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Olivia Nicole DeVorney, Digital Storytelling.
Zaria Amone Moore.
Jessica Patricia Motulewski, Digital Storytelling, English.
Hannah Renee Inman, General Studies.
Raimi Sukiya, Biological Sciences.
Brittany Ann Sell, Communication.
Mark Austin David, Digital Storytelling.
Margaret Miley Chong, Communication.
Catherine Ray Kidd, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Mackenzie Olivia Piggott, Communication.
Jorge Soto, Political Science.
Molly Mahar, Psychology.
Nate Thomas Bailey, Psychological Sciences.
Brittany Mora, Psychological Sciences, Communication.
Dylan Michael Armstrong, Digital Storytelling.
Sarah E. Lenzi, Communication.
Aubrey Michelle Clay, Psychological Sciences.
Jasmine Rosemary Mensa, Biological Sciences.
Joseph Robert Clar, Political Science.
Jacqueline Marie Christ, Communication.
Ashley Elaine Giles, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Zachary Tyler Teague, Communication.
Gina Audis, Psychological Sciences.
Kennedy Page Allison, Communication, Sociology.
Ryzen Noble Everett Larimer, Mathematics.
Joshua Austin Stone, Biological Sciences.
John Stanford Jackson, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Raven Ashlyn Jones, Biological Sciences.
Gabriella Alexis Arajo, Psychological Sciences.
Noah Alexander Baez, Economics.
Kirsten Elizabeth Cash, Psychological Sciences.
Andrew Joseph Gamilik, Biological Sciences.
Isabel Louise Payton, Psychological Sciences.
Brendan Michael Schultz, Biological Sciences.
Tanner Blaze Psyche, Digital Storytelling.
Ryan Joel St. John, General Studies.
Nicholas William Oliver, Biological Sciences.
Alexa Shea Ninachuk, Biological Sciences.
Nicholas Matthew Dukanich, History.
Rachel Marie Miaza, Art, Psychological Sciences.
Sam Willow, History.
Catherine Elizabeth Picchiotti, Anthropology.
Junior Allen Fairbanks, Geological Sciences.
Kelsey Elise Ledford, English.
Anna Michelle Torgerson, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Jack Alexander Carpenter, Anthropology.
Lena Lauren Scherf, Sociology.
Alik K. Kaswala, Anthropology.
Hannah Nicole Dietrich, Psychological Sciences.
Jillian Lee Smith, Art.
Paige Michaela Wakefield, Music.
Nicholas William Blue, Anthropology, Political Science.
Timothy John O'Sullivan, Music.
Matthew Connor Ashby, Anthropology.
David Adair, Music.
David Benjamin Schmidt, Communication and German.
Madison Dale Lombardo, Music and Psychological Sciences.
Trent Alexander McCrae, Communication.
Hannah Donna Ziza Stanfield, Music, Romance Languages, French.
Zarek Alexander Powell, Biological Sciences.
Caitlin Brooke Milani, Sociology.
Lorena Rochelle Fernandez, Art and Psychological Sciences.
The next group of seniors will be congratulated by Julia Gaines, Director of our School of Music, and Linda Reeder, Associate Professor of History and Chair of Women's and Gender Studies. Colleen Bridget McGrath, International Studies.
James Russell Ball, Biological Sciences.
Charlotte Newman, Theater.
Elena R. Rodney, Biological Sciences.
Matthew Henry Schmidtdeal, Theater.
Douglas Ross Whitehead, Communication.
Emily Erin Moynihan, International Studies.
Joseph Riley Monroe, Communication.
Paul Eisman, Psychological Studies.
Adam Lewis Story, Biological Sciences.
Robert Rydell Schmidt, Statistics.
Joseph Abraham Babcock, Political Science.
Josiah Allen McElmurray, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Dana Marie Key, Biological Sciences.
Isaac Douglas Schumacher, Political Science.
Olivia Grace Flores, Communication.
Grace Marie McMillan, Political Science.
Morgan Tanella Cups, Biological Sciences.
Grace E. Deers, Political Science.
Addison Mackenzie Capel, Biological Sciences.
Erin Catherine O'Brien, Political Science.
Victoria Ross Lonergan, Communication Sociology.
Megan Elizabeth Chumley, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Victor Ton Sai, Biological Sciences.
Leah Ann Jensen, Psychological Sciences.
Christopher L. Halsey, Biological Sciences.
Ellison Marie Bonner, Psychological Sciences.
Deanna Christina Barton, Biological Sciences.
Madison Lorraine Fagan, Psychological Sciences.
Morgan Gail Holmes, Biological Sciences.
Taylor Alyssa Martin, Psychological Sciences.
Haley Lynn Kearns, Communication.
Julia Grace Zwillenberg, Political Science.
Cassidy Ann Mooney, General Studies.
Grant Washburn, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Brooke Lappy, Anthropology, Biological Sciences.
Quinton J. Fairchild, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Jair Tiana Mitchell, Biological Sciences.
Sean Michael Lozinger, Psychological Sciences.
Jenna Ray Fee, Biological Sciences.
Nicholas Edward Wesner, Political Science.
Jordan Lynn Mattingly, Biological Sciences.
Nicholas Allen Wall, Statistics.
Madison Lee McBain, Biological Sciences.
Amos Shensing Chen, Political Science.
Alec Troy Schuler, Biological Sciences.
Colin C. Anderson, Political Science.
Love Kamlesh Patel, Biological Sciences.
Reese Cornell Fisher, Sociology.
Brandon Chris Collegieri, General Studies.
Yachi Key, Psychological Sciences.
Samuel Adam Gruska, Biological Sciences.
Shanlin Guan, Psychological Sciences.
Caleb Munwiller, Russian.
Yui Hang Yu, History, International Studies.
Vincent Michael Pizzo, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Tongray Gan, Psychological Sciences, Sociology.
Mitchell James Mickelfresh, Biological Sciences, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Ethan Thomas Hussey, Digital Storytelling.
Andrew Paul States, Communication, Philosophy.
Colin Miller Sides, Political Science.
Caitlin Alyssa Leaker, Biological Science.
Alexandra Lee Antrainer, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Ray Chen, Communication.
William Harold Razy, Geography.
Yui Min Tuan, Economics, Psychology.
Brianna Kuntz, Psychological Sciences, Sociology.
Chia Hui Yu, Economics.
Alexis Elizabeth St. John, Psychological Sciences.
William Martin Haas, Communication.
The next group of seniors will be congratulated by Peter Valentine, Professor of Philosophy, and Sunwon Lee, Associate Teaching Professor of Statistics. Zoe Dorian Bowman, Interdisciplinary Studies, Psychological Sciences.
Jacob Dean Frankiewicz, Communication.
Claire Elizabeth Kretschmer, Political Science.
Shayla Medvedevich, Communication.
Madison Rose Butler, Political Science.
Shay Daniel Lawson, Communication.
Peter Mark Leipold, History.
Ian Michael Trantham, Communication.
Michael Kenneth Stuglis, History.
Alexander Mitchell Fletcher, General Studies.
Christina Merrill Tremblay, International Studies.
Amy Renee Carabas, Communication.
Brianna Rose Esposito, Psychological Sciences, Sociology.
Caroline Elizabeth Peck, Communication.
Justin Bradley Kirkpatrick, Digital Storytelling.
Kaylin Russell Gander, International Studies.
Isaac Robert Bennett, Mathematics.
Brooktite Akilu Ailmu, Biological Sciences.
Jake Maloney Handley, Political Science.
Nicola Gabrielle McLaurin, English.
Connor George Pearl, Statistics.
Tabitha Jean Castor, Communication.
Lorenzo Giuseppe Mortelli, Mathematics.
Cameron Martin Leopold, Communication.
Ryan Baldwin Stockton, Interdisciplinary Studies, Black Studies, and Political Science.
Olivia Marie Farr, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Louis Bernard Gedeker, Statistics.
Edita Shabarejovic, Biological Sciences, Psychology.
Rachel Simone Cheever, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Amina Chadic, Biological Sciences.
Jesus Alejandro Carranza, Psychological Sciences, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Kirsten Hall McGrave, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Jordan Weinberg, International Studies, Political Science.
Haley Annette Smith, Biological Sciences.
Alyssa Rose Gonick, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Madison Elizabeth Alexander, Biological Sciences, Human Development and Family Studies minor.
Catherine Ann Miller, International Studies, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Mia Nicole Carter, Biological Sciences.
Giovanna Hardman, Psychology.
Madison Alexis Kirk, Communication.
Gianna Nicole Ali, Psychological Sciences, Sociology.
Erin Elizabeth Hediger, Biological Sciences.
Elizabeth Morgan Smith, Political Science, Sociology.
Jada Simone Shields, Biological Sciences.
Dakota Noel Brewer, Psychological Sciences, Sociology.
Alexandra Nicole Capetta, English and Psychology.
Eric Michael Glennon, Psychological Sciences.
Emily Lucille Smith, Biological Sciences.
Yu Yang Yi, Mathematics.
Eric Robert Williamson, General Studies.
Jacob Gordon Walensky, Mathematics.
Bradley James Purdom, Economics.
Carlos Dupree Romeus, Digital Storytelling.
Brady Dickinson, Biological Sciences.
Liam Michael Sweeney, Psychological Sciences.
Andrew James Guerin, Communication, Geological Sciences.
Jake Robert White, Psychological Sciences.
Eleni Ray Barber, Biological Sciences.
Curtis R. Cly, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Ross James Myers, Anthropology.
Eric Robert Moss, History, Political Science.
Taylor Race Sutton, General Studies.
Colton Christopher Anderson, Political Science.
John McHugh Scott, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Joshua James Claridge, Political Science.
Jacob Stephen Pizzatola, English and Linguistics.
Emily Page Collins, Romance Languages, French.
Mark Joseph Guile Jr., English.
Benjamin Thomas Rector, International Studies.
Mary Catherine Spendler, English.
The next faculty representatives are Sylvia Bampadre, Assistant Teaching Professor of Physics, and Rebecca Scott, Associate Professor of Sociology. Michael A. Holloway, International Studies.
Caitlin Marie Kapp, Communication, Psychological Sciences.
Long Hoang Thang Vine, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Nicholas Lee Bean, Biological Sciences.
Jacob Alexander Babb, Psychological Sciences.
Casey Ray Richenberger, Biological Sciences.
Benjamin James Cosgrove, Political Science, Sociology.
Elizabeth Ann Blanton, Biological Sciences.
Brenna Danaher, Political Science, Psychological Sciences.
Claire Allen Chatterton, Communication.
Molly Jane Meyerson, Psychological Sciences.
Amy Z. Weinstein, Communication.
Damian Beck, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Alexis Lee Fountain, Communication.
Bailey Lynn Oldham, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Allie Louise Stertecki, Biological Sciences.
Elizabeth Ann Bradshaw, Psychological Sciences.
Bridget Guinevere Lauritsen, English and Sociology.
Celine Michelle Doss, Psychological Sciences.
Melissa Elizabeth Godar, Biological Sciences.
Tatiana Triplett, Psychological Sciences.
Sativa Star Wallace, English.
Allegra Catherine Franklin, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Carolyn Margaret DeVivo, English.
Brooks Philip Green, Political Science.
Phoebe Veronica Kaufman, English.
Daniel Joseph Calandro, Russian.
Brooke Alexis Miney, Communication, Psychology minor.
Thank you, sir.
Jacob Paul Waldinger, International Studies.
Olivia Vincenza Neri, Communication.
Traken Nell Luton, Psychological Sciences.
Brian Eric Scanlon, Communication.
Dominic Joseph Struckhoff, Philosophy.
Radish Regalthu, General Studies, Business, Marketing, Psychology.
Ryushu Gao, Statistics.
Sawyer King Burgess, Communication.
Jiachen Ji, Statistics.
Nicole Marie Latham, Communication.
June Kong, Mathematics and Statistics.
Meredith Estelle Kagan, Communication.
Jai Zhang, Mathematics and Statistics.
Christine Louise Esma, Biological Sciences.
Zichi Lee, Mathematics.
Dubem Chikozi Ikedi, Biological Sciences.
Huanyu Jiang, Mathematics.
Jeff Kolizak, Chemistry.
Tianren Chang, Mathematics.
Mariah Renee McNabb, Biological Sciences.
Kylie Diane Hacker, Psychological Sciences.
Chloe Reveille Clement, Biological Sciences.
Kelsey Deanne Griffith, Sociology.
Nissi Kunjaman, Biological Sciences.
Elena Ashley Houghton, Psychological Sciences.
Ricky Alec Morsovio, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Monisha Larae Hawkins, Digital Storytelling.
Lucas Daniel Gatton, Biological Sciences.
Lindsay Carson Young, International Studies.
Joel Cameron Boudreau, Biological Sciences.
Mary Claire Rintoul, Political Science.
Joseph Michael Harper, Biological Sciences.
Victoria Davison Clem, Psychological Sciences.
Nia Iman Royster, Economics.
Hannah Beatrice Myers, Psychological Sciences.
Aaron Daniel Brown, Biological Sciences.
Rachel Lee Takaroff, Psychological Sciences.
Sarah Nicole Hinson, Biological Sciences.
Madison Rose Taylor, International Studies, Romance Languages, French.
Allison Claire Brannon, Biological Sciences.
Ashley Marie Meyerhofer, Psychological Sciences.
Tiffany Ann Shadrick, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Oksana Isabella Kendall, Political Science.
Sarah Lynn Gordon, Communication.
Isis A. Thomas, Psychological Sciences.
Eleanor Ben Meeks, Communication.
Abigail Cornelson, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Amelia Caroline Konsky, Communication.
Madison Christine Watson, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Calvin Richard Spears, Biological Sciences.
Monica Roselli, Romance Languages, Spanish.
Matthew Lewis Pavia, Biological Sciences.
Amos Jaimes, History, Political Science.
James McKinley, General Studies.
Mark Boyd, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Shelby Jean Jones, Biological Sciences.
Ashley Nicole Burks, Psychological Sciences.
Kyle Robbins, General Studies.
Tyler Lee Brumfield, Political Science.
Matthew Joseph Brewer, General Studies.
Ariel Jones, History and Sociology.
Laura Ann Bartig, Economics.
We are pleased that Heather Baugh, Assistant Professor of Political Science, and Guadalupe Perez Anzaldo, Associate Professor of Spanish, are honoring our graduates this afternoon. Africa Monet Baker, Interdisciplinary Studies.
Waiku Liu, Art.
Albany Jurpri Hollywood, Psychological Sciences.
Joe Cho, Art.
Trent Jason Hall, History, Political Science.
Austin Luke Zima, Art.
Luke Edward Mouton, Political Science, Psychological Sciences.
Nicholas Franz Waldinger, Art.
Zhengyu Lin, Physics.
Anna Marie Massey, English.
Chi Chen, Physics.
Liam H. Burns, General Studies.
Nathan Garrett Roy, Mathematics.
Jeffrey Joseph Connor, Biological Sciences.
Parker James Bonnet, Political Science.
Joshua Michael Richter, Communication.
Blake Marie Howard, Psychological Sciences.
Austin M. Brennan, General Studies.
Elizabeth Erin Rathert, History.
Cole Lincoln Gallagher, Biological Sciences.
Grace Elizabeth Richardson, Political Science.
Allison Kate Womack, English, Psychological Sciences.
Amy Elizabeth Bentrott, Psychological Sciences.
Abigail K. Gwynn, English.
Rachel Ann Tolson, Political Science.
Taylor Brianne Westbrook, Communication.
Jack Albert Sturgios, Political Science.
Youngsi Dong, Economics, Mathematics.
Takavia Moshe Evans, Political Science.
April Lynn Baum, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Anastasia Morgan, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Suryanshi Rawat, Biological Sciences, Philosophy, Psychological Sciences.
Gabriella Brianna Foster, Psychological Sciences, Human Development Family Services.
Riley Marie McCarty, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Larissa Tiana Boyce, Psychological Sciences, Spanish, Human Development and Family.
Peyton Elise Ogle, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences.
Tyra Monique Murray, Psychological Sciences.
Komal Patel, Biological Sciences.
Robbie Blake Hatchett, English.
Logan Stephen Gibson, English.
Abigail Nicole Murphy, Psychological Sciences.
Nicholas Reed Tresky, Chemistry.
Samuel David Finnegan, Geological Sciences.
Wesley Francis Waterman, Chemistry.
Drake Fortney Bushnell, Geological Sciences.
Justice Morgan McGee, General Studies.
Daniel Augustus Clapp, Geological Sciences.
Ryan Glenn Kuhn, Biological Sciences.
Caleb Lawrence, Psychological Sciences.
Sawyer Jonas Wood, English.
Wei Yu Choi, Psychological Sciences.
Lauren Nicole Pike, English.
Sultrim Zhangmyo, Psychological Sciences.
Brian Thomas Ingberg, Biological Sciences.
Jasmine Monet Sims, Psychological Sciences.
Madison Sue Kimfey, Biological Sciences.
We now welcome Dennis Miller, Associate Professor of Psychological Sciences. Caitlin Mary Hamilton, English.
Abigail Renee Knuckles, Biological Sciences. Amy Patricia Keller, Biological Sciences. Josie Ann Giefer, Biological Sciences. Emily J. Bollinger, Biological Sciences. Denzel Lamar Robertson, General Studies. Daniel Martin McCarthy, Biological Sciences. Aldo Gregorio Dominguez, Biological Sciences. Cale Michael Moreland, Biological Sciences. Tashara Brown, Anthropology, Classical Studies. Charles David Tyson, Communication. Summer Louise Easley, English. Julia Christina Hatzi Giorgio, Biological Sciences. Michilu Christine Carroll, Communication, Sociology. Tasia Nicole Bell, Biological Sciences, Psychology. Julia Rose Wild, General Studies. Imran Yaha Rice, Biological Sciences. Samuel Crawford Rossi, English. Matthew Angelo Savio, Communication. Nathan James May, Biological Sciences. Rain Morgan Michael Ryerson, Biological Sciences. Georgiana Rose Ganivas, Psychological Sciences. Hongi Tu, Economics. Joseph Doherty, Communication. Catherine Lane Wood, Art, Focus, Graphic Design. Nicholas Peter Caruso, Biological Sciences. Natalie Christine Caruso, Communication. Erica Rose Schneider, Communication, Sociology. Grace Nicole Satterley, Biological Sciences. Lilia Rachel Siegel, Biological Sciences. Andrew Daniel Ellis, General Studies. Nicholas Edward DuPont, Communication. Benjamin Matthew Monchamp, Biological Sciences. James Bohannon Dixon, Biological Sciences. Jessica Chelsea Ferguson, Communication. Danae Ariel Johnson, Communication. Brianna Page Price, Psychological Sciences and Interdisciplinary Studies. Megan Elise Moore, Interdisciplinary Studies, Business. Mia Christine Blanchard, General Studies. Thomas Clark Moore, Communication. Anjang Wang, Political Science, Sociology. John Patrick O'Connor, Psychological Sciences. Darlene Choma Okafor, Psychological Sciences. Kelsey Orion Robinson, International Studies. Angela Mees, International Studies. Danielle Inez Farmer, International Studies. Si Man Wong, International Studies. Angelica Susanna Cazares, International Studies. Myrna Jaju, Biological Sciences, Psychological Sciences. Christopher Dominic Williams, political science.
Will all the candidates for baccalaureate degrees whom we have recognized today please rise as you are able? Please rise.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and under the authority granted by the University of Missouri Board of Curators, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified with all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto pertaining. You may now move your tassels. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Now that our newest alumni have been recognized, it is important to recognize those who have made it possible for them to achieve this academic goal. The love, support, and sacrifice of the families and friends of the graduates have enabled them to devote the time and energy necessary to acquire their baccalaureate degrees. I now ask that all the friends and the families of the graduates stand or wave as you are able so that we may recognize you. There is no more fitting way to welcome our newest alumni than with the MU Alma Mater, performed for us this afternoon by Mathena Page. Please join us.
Old Missouri, fair Missouri, dear old varsity. Ours are hearts that fondly love thee, ears a help to thee. Proud art thou in classic beauty of thy noble past, with thy watchwords honor, duty, thy high fame shall last. We're done.
Thank you so much. Please be seated. I want to thank the many people who have made this afternoon's ceremony possible. I'm grateful to the staff from the Academic Support Center, college and departmental advisors, staff from the Dean's Office, and our representatives from the Columbia Interpreting Services. In just a moment, our marshals will lead the members of the platform party out of the auditorium, and once the platform party has proceeded out, our staff will direct the graduates through the exit behind you. Parents and friends may proceed on their own. But before we conclude, there is one more task we must do. Provost Ramchand, will you join me? Would the graduates please rise so we can do one appropriate cheer before we leave? You'll know what to do. We'll do it twice, M-I-Z. Okay. M-I-Z. Thank you and congratulations.